there is still the need for an independent adjudication. It's not transparent. It's not being accountable simply to let the readers sort themselves out. That lets the website, the newspaper, off the hook. Let me give you an example. Last year, my newspaper ran a story about a charity that supported indigenous tribes in South America. Extremely interesting piece, provocative piece, which suggested that this charity had set up, in quotes, a tribe of indigenous people to make them look as though they were lost, a lost tribe, when in fact they'd been known about since 1904. The piece was carefully written not to suggest that, in some respects, by the original reporter. The news desk got hold of it and sexed it up a little. Then the headline did the damage by saying something like the mystery of the lost tribe solved, sort of thing, when they would never claim ever to have been a lost tribe. This story, of course, was picked up by websites all around the world, and they themselves began to work on this piece of copy, and it became a hoax. The story became the great hoax, the great South American jungle hoax, which is something the Observer never said. So people approached me, the charity approached me and said, this is very damaging to us. I went to see the reporter, as of course I always do on these occasions, and he had already written back to the charity suggesting that he write a blog, post a comment at the end of his piece, clarifying some of the issues that other websites had picked up. This he'd offered to the charity as a means of redress. They instantly rejected it, because it would only be him saying, look, I think you need to know X, Y, Z. It wasn't the newspaper itself saying this was wrong and this was why it was wrong. I wrote a piece, which obviously went online, but also went in the newspaper, and they immediately accepted that as a method of resolving what was for them actually a really very damaging piece of publicity, because it had gone around the world, and a story that had started as an interesting discussion about one photograph ended up being apparently a hoax. So we do have to be careful, incredibly careful, because of the great spread of the internet around the world.